Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings. Today we have the Affinitiv panel, and Ted, quite a lot is happening with Affinitiv, and lots of great questions that we're going to have with Matthew today.
What a great space to be in, Matthew Wilmsen, with Affinitiv, Senior Vice President of Commercial. We met Matt last summer in a service department in Houston, Texas, at one of his clients. Matt, welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Ted, thank you very much. Really appreciate the opportunity to be here today. Sarah, thank you as well. Look forward to this discussion.
Yeah, in fact, if I may, next week already, Matt, beginning of February, we're all going out to NADA to Las Vegas. Now, will you and will Affinitiv be there?
Yes, Affinitiv will be there. We will be in 15 booth 1543 in the West Hall. For all those interested, our full team will be there to demo our full suite of products.
All right. Well, if it's okay, Sarah and I would like to talk to you a little bit today about what's happening in the industry, particular with fixed operations. And first question, Matt, if I may, AI is changing the way customers find service department. It's dramatic. Okay, it's happening now as we speak. Why is this shift more important for fixed ops right now than for the front end? Let's say vehicle sales.
Yeah, Ted, that's a great question. I think ultimately the question revolves around, are you maximizing your fixed operations website, your service page? Is it up to date? Are your coupons up to date? But on top of that, is it optimized for AI? I think a lot of attention gets pushed towards variable, rightfully so. But I think when and your marketing team at a dealership are focused on variable, you drop the ball on that department that matters most, and that's the fixed operations side of the business. So that's what we're going to talk about today: how to maximize your fixed ops webpage to drive more traffic and gain more trust with search engine optimization, especially in how that relates to AI. I think if you think about it, if Google were to disappear tomorrow, how is a customer going to find your dealership? Because that's what's happening right now. People are no longer typing into a search engine. They're asking AI on their phone. They're
Yeah.
trusting that first response that shows up in their web page, in their web search. AI is in control of that. So search hasn't disappeared, but it is evolving. And today we're standing at the exact same moment as when Google replaced phone books. And I just want that to sink in a little bit. Think about where we are right now with regard to internet searches. And are you prepared to take advantage of that?
Matt, if I could do a quick follow up, I'm noticing when I search now, I'm searching on ChatGPT. It
Mhm.
used to be that Google, when you searched, gave you multiple options, right? Multiple listings. When you search on AI, it doesn't happen. They give you one. Okay.
That's exactly what's happened. We've lost control of the funnel. Now everything is determined before that search string is even produced. You're no longer given a choice of 10 options, you're given one option.
One.
Well,
Wow.
how do you ensure that you are part of that one option? If I go to the web or if I ask AI to find me the best service department for my Honda Accord, who's going to show up? There are 100 different boxes that you need to check within your SEO to make sure that you show up in that AI generated response. Are you doing that? And that's kind of what we want to talk about today. So people didn't stop searching, they're typing, they're asking Siri, Alexa, ChatGPT, Google AI, and AI gets to choose before you even see a website. Think about that. AI is making a decision before your customers even get to your website, which means if AI doesn't understand your dealership, it can't recommend you. And if AI can't recommend you, do you even exist? Are you visible? So that's what we want to talk about today. So I'm sure everyone's experienced what an AI overview looks like in a search result page. If you go to search, what's the best dealership to service my vehicle at? Are you showing up or not? So yeah, it all comes down to, we call it Affinitiv AI optimization.
Well, Matthew, that brings up a great point. And, a lot of our fixed ops leaders that are listening today and general managers and dealership decision makers that are listening right now, they've heard a lot about, traditional SEO, and they know, they've maybe had experience with, how to optimize in those situations. But what you're talking about with actually optimizing for AI in a service department, this is a territory that a lot of our listeners may not be familiar with. So, what does that actually mean from their perspective, and how would it be different from traditional SEO?
Yeah, good question, Sarah. So if we think about it, traditional search, if you think about Google AdWords, it's driven by keywords, blue links, and you're competing with 10 other sites, and it's all traffic driven. Okay. AI searches is usually responding to questions. It gives you a summarized answer, and you compete with AI's chosen sources. And
Yes.
AI is versus Google, which is again keyword based. And again, how much money are you spending on your keywords versus the authority behind AI? Remember, AI is all about authority. Who's putting that information in there? Who's training the AI? Is your SEO training the AI to find you? Or are you
Mm,
still stuck in 2012 using keywords as your primary source to drive clicks? You're behind the eight ball on that. And you know, AI is always going to prioritize clear answers. It's going to look for trust. So what are your dealer reviews looking like?
yes.
I could be 30 miles, I could be a dealership 30 miles away from where that customer is searching, but my dealer reviews are higher. Well, that's going to drive trust, which is going to cause that AI to react. Um, yeah, so all different ways that you need to, ensure that you are optimizing your SEO off of, uh, not just based on keywords, but that AI authority.
Matt, I'm also noticing that when I used to just go to Google, I had a short search, just a couple words. When I go now to AI, I'm writing a lot more lengthy questions, looking for answers.
Mhm.
I'm noticing that, and I'm curious, when it comes to service revenue, especially, why is that vulnerable in the AI era if dealerships do not adapt?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. And when you think about that, um, the result being AI optimized is going to drive more qualified service traffic. So customers arrive pre-trusting your dealership. Again, it's based AI is all driven on trust because you're asking questions. So customers are going to arrive pre-trusting your dealership. That's going to drive stronger RO volume and give the dealership long-term protection for fixed ops as traditional SEO and clicks decline. Again, you want to be at the front of the page, you want to be at the top, and traditional SEO, there's no trust in that. AI is solely based on trust.
Well, Matthew, you bring up such great points with that because, a lot of what customers are looking for today, as Ted mentioned, and as you've pointed out, you know, customers are now aware there is, some of that pay to play happening with, Google searches and
Mhm.
with traditional SEO. And our service department leaders and dealership management that's listening today, of course, everyone is going to want to have their business show up in this AI search as being, the best, or being that opportunity for customers to be able to go in and have their vehicle repaired. And they may have complex questions in it. So, what kind of real world service opportunities do you see AI optimization actually unlock for dealerships?
Good question.
Yeah, I think it again built by being able to be that source of truth on the internet, by empowering that AI to find you and build that off trust. Again, you can't pay to be recommended by AI. You have to earn that position, and I think the new generation understands that. Again, to your point, this is no longer a pay to play game in that sense. You are earning the right uh, to get that business, and that's going to drive more trust, driving more dollars into your fixed ops department.
Sarah, you and I recently had a conversation where a customer was referred to the dealership through one of the AI tools and asked who should they deal with in service with their particular product. And the AI referred them to a particular service advisor. And that advisor had some amazing reviews. And it was based on actual building trust through these reviews. And the AI was searching, Sarah, all of that. So that's exactly some of the things that Matt is telling us here.
Yeah, I think an important point is AI is trained to think like a human. It asks, who actually knows this? Who consistently answers this? And who is the safest recommendation? So if I'm not taking advantage of AI, because again, it's going to think more like a human than paid search. Again, when we're thinking of traditional SEO, we're going back to 2012. That's when that was really established. I don't want to advertise based on 2012 rules. I want to advertise with rules based on today. And that's, you know, empowering AI to work for me. We're no longer optimizing for Google, we're optimizing for intelligence itself.
Everyone, we're speaking to Matthew Wilmsen with Affinitiv, one of the leaders in our industry, on the great opportunity right now in fixed ops and with AI. Matt, I have a follow up, if I may. Why is now, here we are at the end of January, we're already a month into 2026.
Yeah.
Why is this now the critical moment for the dealers watching to invest in AI visibility for their service
Yeah.
departments?
Yeah, I think it's, with regards to service departments, variable is that's a tricky animal to tackle every year. Used car market is up, it's down, new cars, interest rates, all that. So if I'm relying strictly on variable to drive my business, I'm missing the boat. So I need to be focused on the back end of the shop. We know this being fixed ops uh, individuals ourselves. Um, we are in the era right now of an evolving SEO world. If we're not evolving our SEO to target our fixed ops page, and again, I challenge any fixed ops director to ask their marketing team, when was the last time my fixed ops page was updated? When
Yes.
was the last time SEO was altered or changed within my fixed ops page? Because again, even going to keywords and traditional SEO, if I'm not constantly updating my service page, you're not showing up anyways. I guarantee you your marketing people are paying attention to the variable side, but not always do they pay attention to the fixed ops side. On top of that, am I optimized for AI? Again, just things to ask yourself as we go into 2026 and you go to NADA. All the talk is about AI and how can I utilize AI inside my dealership to manage leads, to talk to my service customers? Those are all great ways to utilize AI. And there's a number of different companies out there that do that. We do it even here at Affinitiv. But on our SEO side and our digital advertising side, we are at the cutting edge of AI optimization. And I think that's key. If I want people to find my webpage and find my service page, you have to be optimized to take advantage of the new generation that is utilizing AI as their primary source of truth.
Everyone, Affinitiv is leading the pack in this new era of search, and I don't think, Sarah, that dealers will be able to, rely on the old methodologies like Matt is saying. They're going to have to earn it this time around, and the way to learn about that is if you're taking the trip next week to NADA, which Sarah and I are doing, and we're going to meet up with Matt and the Affinitiv team there as well, is to put Affinitiv on your short list. Visit with Affinitiv. They're going to be in the West Hall. You can see the booth number
Yep.
1543W scrolling across the bottom. Matt, what kind of things can our dealer audience expect to see when they visit next week at Affinitiv?
Yeah, we'll have a great booth set up, a number of demo stations. We have a conference room, a stage. We'll have a bar. It'll be a great time to just come by and get to know our team. I always like to say you can do pretty much anything for your dealership with our Affinitiv single sign-on page, except we don't have a DMS. We've got everything else. So if you need help understanding how to maximize the digital landscape right now, we'll have digital marketing experts there to go over your SEO, to go over your market plan, your advertising plan. We've got equity mining, we've got service lane vehicle acquisition. no matter where you need help at your dealership, we've got a solution that you can take advantage of and gain more market share, fixed ops and variable. But I think,
Matt,
go
Matt,
ahead.
this is exciting times, I was going to say.
Yeah, and I come back to this AI optimization. We call it AI, SEO AI. The AI brain is ready to be trained. So that's the thing. We are training AI to understand you, and the winners of this are going to be decided right now. So SEO has gone a long way, but it's being replaced, and you're either in front of AI right now or you will be left behind. So it's a changing
Sarah,
landscape for sure.
a very changing landscape, Sarah. And you and I are seeing that in real time before our eyes.
We are, Ted and Matthew. Thank you again for sharing all these incredible insights. I know a lot of dealers in our audience today are going to be really excited to tackle this in 2026.
Yeah, awesome.
Matt, if our folks in our audience, if they're not going to NADA, what's the best way for them to get more information on what Affinitiv can help them with?
Yeah, you can go to affinitiv.com, check out our website. We've got all of our products, and feel free to contact us through our website, and we'll be more than happy to have a conversation with you.
Great, Matt. Thank you. Sarah and I look forward to visiting with you next week in Las Vegas and seeing all this ourselves and going through some of these demos. So, congratulations to you, Matt, and the Affinitiv team on all the great work you're doing.
Thanks, Ted. Thanks, Sarah. We really appreciate being a part of this.
Everybody, Affinitiv here with us today at the Fixed Ops Roundtable.